We welcome the Phandemic Krew to the video cast. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Philly Sat Still video cast. And today we're going to be having Oscar and Brett from the Phandemic Krew join us. So, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down so we can talk.
Luke, always a pleasure. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, of course. Now, guys, before getting this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So we have a lot to talk about in this one. Just a very interesting gig you got going now with the Phandemic Krew. So if you just want to, take it away here and just talk about how this all started and how this all came to be.
Well, it all started in the summer of 2020. Actually, so wait for that. So Oscar and I, we're longtime Phillies fans, and
Right.
We're both big collectors of Philly memorabilia. You can see a couple things on my wall if you look over here. We're really in the Phillies room right now. So obviously, we like to go to Phillies games and do Phillies things. And when you're around a lot, you see the same people. That's actually how I met Oscar. It was just by basically seeing him around through social media. And this goes back, I probably met him, what we forgot, like 2016 or so.
16,
Right.
So like you get to see certain people. And so fast forward to 2020, obviously we had the pandemic. And there was the spring training in South Philly.
Right.
So me and another friend of mine, we went down for the first day. Like, let's check out this, spring training 2.0 in Philadelphia, see what's what. It was pretty cool. We got to see some of the players at FDR Park over there, and it was like a high school field. They're like hitting balls out, and got a couple balls and everything. Then we went over to the stadium, and we were checking it out, and I ran into Oscar and I was over there, and we realized like we couldn't see, but we could see like I guess they're doing PP. We can see the balls flying up.
Right.
So I had this idea where I was going to, I thought it was going to be me and my dad, sit outside the stadium on opening day. We were going to go sit by the Mike Schmidt statue and just kind of have a radio, have a couple beers, not really thinking too much of it. Well, Oscar had a similar idea, which you can pick up here. And
so doing the same thing, just trying to enjoy the experience of spring training 2.0. We were just like bouncing back and forth from FDR Park, and to touch on FDR Park, it was real cool because you were allowed to go up to the fence, and I got to see some good BPs and some good workouts in the outfield with Alec Bohm. I think Raphael was out there too at one point.
Some of the pitchers.
But, a lot of our prospects are out there, they're with the team right now. So I had a real cool experience out there. Then going to the Citizen Bank Park and watching the starters out there. Like Brett said, you couldn't really get a good glimpse. I'm like 6 foot. Brett's around there too, and standing at the gate, you're able to see the at bat. I mean, you have to step on your toes to see who's pitching, but you can get a clear view of like third base side to home base and then the dugout there. But we just started out there, and we weren't the only ones out there. There was other fans out there. Me and Brett were just the more consistent fans out there. While we were out there, nothing changed, man. We treated it like we were inside for a ball game. So if the national anthem came on, we respect our country. Take me out to the ball game. We sang out there. We won a game. High hopes. Nothing changed, man. So it was a great experience out there.
Yeah.
We sort of, so what Oscar's kind of got into is so on the first game, we decided we were going to go out there. So Oscar actually went out for a couple of those pre-games. I was on vacation. I think it was just him and Giavette, his fiance.
Yeah, for the Orioles Phillies game. Yeah.
So the very first game, the opening day in July of last year.
July 24th. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There was probably about like maybe a dozen people coming and going and stuff.
Right.
About a dozen.
About a dozen. But Oscar and I are the ones that came back the next day and the next day and the next day. So we were more like the organizers of it all. We were more like we became the face of it because, when people came down, like, they had questions about, then we started bringing out hand sanitizer. We walked around, made sure everybody had masks. We made sure when the ladders, which was Waldo, I don't even know Waldo, kid that walks around dressed like Waldo, Chris. You know, we made sure people on ladders, they were safe. We made sure we had a turn to be on the ladder. And most importantly, we made sure everybody felt like they were included and welcome and part of what we were doing.
It was a big deal for being safe. I mean, the pandemic is new to all of us. So even at my workplace, I'm a manager at a big retail spot, and they were real strict with face masks and hand sanitizer. So all we did was just implement it into what we were doing there on 10th Street. But again, in the beginning, we were like putting X marks on the ground for that 6 feet social distancing. And then gradually, as the games were going on, people were just coming with their families and just sticking with that group. So it was cool for us. All we asked was, to wear a mask. We didn't have any pushback from anybody. I think everybody just wanted to be out of their house and enjoy baseball. So, I mean, that was cool that everybody hopped on and being safe.
Yeah, and then, the city was super cool. The Phillies obviously were super cool. We ran into so many people like every night. Not every night. Some nights they'd have these concerts, the ones where you'd sit in your car. And security would come by, walking out to the parking lot. And they just, we love what you guys are doing. This is great out here. It was just a great experience and opportunity we had out there.
Right. And another thing I want to ask you is the air horns, right? I mean, that was that was part of your logo. So as you want to touch on that a little bit, with the Yankees manager Aaron Boone, complaining about that too. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
That kind of started even before the Yankees. When we were out there, I mean, Brett brought up like this cowbell, and maybe if he wanted to grab it right now so he could show you, that was like our noisemakers in the beginning. I mean, Brett really put a hammer on this cowbell. I don't think it's operating right now.
Oh, wow.
But
it's like the sword from the Lord of the Rings. It's in like two pieces because we banged it so much on the fence.
We banged. Like if you would have woke up to that gate right now in center field, you could see marks of us just using anything just to make noise. So it started doing that Marlins series, and we had the pitchers in the bullpen, right? They had some type of like air raid horn, the ones that you could turn and it makes that sound like because they knew we were out there. Because the first game it wasn't, right? It was the second game they brought some noise.
Yep.
So I remember like one of the Philly executives, which is a great friend of ours now and a mentor, Howard Smith, coming down and said, "Hey guys, the Marlins are making more noise than you guys." Like kind of like pushing us. So we were like,
yeah, just felt a lot, really,
You asked for it.
Yeah, you asked for it. So I just remember talking to my fiance on the way back home. I was like, man, I forgot what event we did, but we used the air horn. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to a sporting good department and buy some air horns. And we brought them in the next day, man. And I didn't think that we were going to use air horns every day. So it was very costly.
Right.
And but in the beginning, we were laying on these air horns pretty hard, man. So then it was that Yankee series, and all I seen was that Aaron Boone had came out of his dugout and talking to the umpires, and was just like, "Oh, what is he complaining about now?" So he points our direction, and I saw it, and I said, "Brett, I think he's complaining about us." And Brett's like, "No, he ain't." You know what I mean? So Brett, he's always on Twitter. He picked it up. Who was it? Was it Jim Salisbury or
somebody? No, Ryan Sage pointed. This kid Ryan pointed out to us.
And Brett was like, "Oh, they're talking about us." So, man, after that incident happened, and listen, I just want to make it clear, man, we weren't doing it to be, to throw them off, man.
Oh, yeah.
Happy fans out there, just hitting it. And that's when everything started, man. We were doing interviews, and there was some interviews. I don't even know how people got my number.
Yeah.
Right.
It got a bit crazy. And you know what? If it was any other team besides the Yankees, I don't think the Phandemic Krew would be.
Right.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the air horns too is, we respect the game. We respect. So they kind of asked us, look, there's not a lot we could do about it. Even though the Phillies technically own that street out there during game time, because we're outside the stadium, it is like they're sort of like, look, when the pitcher gets set until something happens, don't blow the air horn. So we did that. We kind of policed it from there on out.
Yeah.
Right.
And we did a good job doing it too.
Yep.
I gotta say.
And actually, there's two balls. We can't figure out. I have one. Oscar has the other one.
Uh-huh.
Are the actual balls being used in the game? So I worked with John Hollinger.
Nice.
Thanks, got down there. But the air horn goes back. That used to be a staple of sporting events. You go to a sporting event in the 80s, there was all kinds of air horns. So we were kind of doing a little bit of a throwback on that one. I don't know if you watch wrestling, but I was at SummerSlam 1990, and I brought an air horn, and there's one part during it where you can hear me blowing it. And I'm like, see, look at that, man! I do it 14 when I was gonna be good. Yeah, but the air horn did become, and it's funny now because we're not allowed to bring it in. It's MLB rules. It's funny that still, if you look on our sign and our shirts and our logo, it's still associated with us.
Yeah,
that's where it all started. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still use it, man. I don't think everyone knows, but after every game, we're out there on Darren Street supporting our team, win or loss. It doesn't matter because we have a love for the Phillies and our team, and we're going to support our guys all the way to the end. So,
absolutely.
We get to use the air horns out there.
Yeah.
So to visiting teams, if you're going to come to Philadelphia, don't get swept because we're gonna come out in force.
Yeah, we want them to be like, we don't want those jerks on Darien Street air horning us out of town.
Yeah, so you want to keep us quiet, don't get swept.
For the record, we're very respectful of players and their personal space and their privacy.
Yes.
We stand on the other side of the street. We stay out of the street, and we just, give our cheers, give our wave.
That's it.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to give them the side autographs or blocking traffic.
Yeah, that's the one thing we don't do. We don't crowd cars. We don't ask for autographs. When players go past us, they know who we are. They'll give us a beep, a hand wave. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you just want to touch on how the Phandemic Krew name, came to be, right? A little reference to, Bryce Harper's son and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So right around that series, the gentleman I was talking about, Howard Smith, he was talking to us, and he would make it a daily routine to come down just to check on us. And he was really checking to see the safety of the people, to make sure we all had masks on. And one day he was walking away, and as he was turning, he turned around. He said, "Hey, you guys should come up with a name." And this is something like me and Brett always wanted. Like I was always like a little bit jealous, or not jealous, like just happy to see Philly fans starting their own support groups throughout the years in Citizen Bank Park, Veterans Stadium, even back to Connie Mack Stadium. So this was our chance to have a name and start our group. Me and Brett and Giovette, man, we threw a couple of names out there just like on the fly, and nothing was sticking on the wall. Some pretty bad ones, man.
10th Street Posse or something.
Oh, man, it was some bad ones. So we were like, you know what, man? It was a long day, long game. Let's go home, brainstorm, and come back with something. Me and my fiance, we didn't even make it across the Walt Whitman Bridge. I live at the foot of the Walt Whitman Bridge, and midway, she said, "What about the Phandemic?" And I'm like, I looked over at her. I was just like amazed. It was a great name, and we wanted to stick Krew to it in honor of Bryce Harper's son. So, and that's how it came together, man. Like peanut butter and jelly, man. Phandemic Krew. I text Brett. Brett texted me back like, "Yo, love it." I said, "Let's go with it." And we went to a couple more games, and we really wanted our name to stick out. So we set what date was that for our debut?
Well, what happened was the Phillies. Remember they had those couple games that got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it ended up, or the Phillies didn't end up playing for like another after that first series with the Marlins. Yeah. I think it was like another week before they played again.
Week,
So we had some time because we were just going to make signs on paper, but all of a sudden we had a little time, and that's when we made our banners, which we still have. And if you ever go to a Phillies game, John from Phandemic usually comes up and puts us on, and we always hold up that banner.
Right.
And the name was the name was born, man. We hung it up. We hired a drumline band, PME. Go look them up. Great movement in the city. They came out to support us. It was about 10 of us out there.
Yeah.
And those guys kept the drumline going for maybe 3 innings.
They were supposed to show up in between the double headers.
Yeah.
So that was a double header, but they showed up like towards the end of the first double header. They played straight through, and it was Jordan Montgomery was like, "Oh, they got the drum line and everything." Like he was actually talking about us like that day. Like, man, those guys are crazy. They got the drum line and everything out there.
Yeah. So we always made it. We tried our best to keep it entertaining out there. They weren't the only act that we had out there. We had another drum line out there. Of course, we had Butch from Manioc that everybody knows.
Chickies and Pete's would bring us crab fries.
Oh, nice.
Donkeys came out and brought us cheesesteaks.
Collegeville Pizza, they came out and gave us a beautiful tomato pie with the Phillies logo on it.
Oh, nice.
Girardi sent us Seasons pizzas.
There was we're leaving out a lot of other people. I mean, we can go on, but the city really came together and supported us.
Right.
Even when the Eagles, this. All right, so I'm going to tell you, this is how much, we were respected, because the way we was managing things. When the Philadelphia Eagles were playing their game, they shut down pretty much half of the sports complex from 95 to Patterson, from Broad to how far did that go on the other side? But they shut it down, and we had to talk to Philly security, and we were like, hey, they shut it down. Are we still able to do our thing out there? And, man, the city was nice enough. The police officers, the Phillies were nice enough to have us out there and still do what we do out there.
Because
that was nice.
Because it was that game. I think was for some reason the Phillies game was like 3 o'clock. It was the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying, "Well, they're going to shut it down at 9 or 8 in the morning." I'm like, I guess I got to get there at 7 in the morning and just hang out all day. But South Angeles head of Philly security, he was like, "Just text me when you get here, and I'll let them know to let you in." But when I showed up, the officer was like, "You know what? I heard you're coming. Go on in."
Yeah, so it didn't just happen once. It happened twice. They did it for us twice. And the thing is, man, we, after every game, we made sure we cleaned up. There was no need for anybody to come behind us and clean up, man. So it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, I would come home with like bags of trash. It was always good when it was trash night.
Yeah.
So I just dump it on the curb. If not, I just have all this trash in bags sitting in the cans. But
listen, man, we always been fans of like these pop-up theme groups,
right?
And just this weekend, man, we had another one pop up called Jeans. So, we went up there, took a picture with them, told them, hey, keep it going, man, because everybody together just makes the fan base stronger, man. So
it makes the game fun.
It does make it fun, man.
And it makes it. I'm sure the players appreciate it too, especially when they're the one getting the group. Like, love me.
Right. So I just want to ask you another question. How did it feel to be there and be in that kind of environment, right? I mean, you talked about it a little bit before, but the fake crowd noise. And how did you saw it on TV? I saw it on TV. How did it feel to really be there? I mean, did you kind of feel like kind of special since not a lot of other people were doing that?
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, man. There's times I missed it. I was thinking about it the other day, like when I was walking out, like this time last year to be out here. I knew Oscar, but I really got to know him a lot better out in the streets. But I made a lot of other friends out there, other people that I knew kind of like on the edge or not at all, that are now people that are pretty regular in my life. And there was times when we went to road games. Actually, we went to every road game. They put the TVs on for us.
Uh-huh.
There were nights where it would just be me, Oscar, and Butch. And, we really got to know Butch. A lot of people know, how Butch is on the radio.
Uh-huh.
Butch is a very complex person, and Butch is a very good dude. It was nice, and it was part of something. We had a lot of people say that this was like the first thing that they'd done in 6 months. This was the first thing, and they felt safe. We had people that stand across the street because they wanted to be part of it, but they didn't. They weren't comfortable yet. So we're always like, it's cool. We had opposing team fans come out, and they'd be scared. Like, look, we got you. Nobody's gonna mess with you.
I mean, we want to be known as. We do want to be the greatest fan group, not just in Philadelphia and Major League Baseball. And, we got to set the bar that high because I feel as though these fan groups from the past paved the way for us, me and Brett, to do what we're doing now. and hopefully, and we are, me and Bert are breaking down walls for the next fan group to do, past us. So,
Right.
And it's not just baseball. Like, we really love Philadelphia. So we always say this is love, passion, and community. So, we had our first community cleanup. It was a hit. Can't wait to do the next one. But, we really want to make our mark of the best Philly fan base.
Because one thing we always try to remind people is we're a supporter group. We support the team. Now, that doesn't mean we always agree with everything. And we'll talk amongst ourselves about different things. But outwardly, we're a supporter group. We support our team.
I love that.
We support the Phillies. Be like, oh, you're just rah-rahs. I'm like, well, yeah, we are rah-rahs. We love the Phillies. But, we some things don't need to be said or, posted online. We don't need, I don't fight. I always get negative stuff on Twitter, and I won't engage them. I just kind of, let it go. It's not what we're here for. We're trying to change what it is that a Philly sports fan is viewed as, because it's not really good at the moment.
Right.
People think throwing snowballs at Santa, which was 50 years ago, and punching horses, but that's not really how it is. Most of these fans are just normal people that love sports, and they're decent and solid humans.
And we're knowledgeable sports fans over here in Philadelphia, and it's a shame because all the negative news kind of shadows that. You always hear about St. Louis fans and how great fans they are. We're the same over here in Philadelphia.
Right.
The bad things that happen over here happens over there. It's just that Philadelphia, that coverage hits nationally
right.
first.
That lazy journalism. Oh, the Phillies
Exactly.
fans. Ooh, lazy journalism.
Yeah. All right. So just to wrap it up a little bit here, do you want to talk about your T-shirts? I'll leave the link. It goes to section, but you guys want to just talk about that a little bit? With your new T-shirts.
Yeah. So all of our product is under. Let me show you. This is the new green Phandemic Krew shirt, inspired by our favorite green guy. And it really sticks out in our section, man. Brett said that he went around the ballpark the other day and he saw me sitting there and he said it really popped.
One day I was sitting there and I looked across and there was two guys in fluorescent green shirts. I'm like, man, those guys stand out. So I said, yeah, let's do green shirts. Let's do fanatic green shirts. That way we stand out a little bit.
Yeah. And it came up. So all of our product from our second bobblehead, which is still being sold at the Phillies team store and through FOCO, and portions of that bobblehead goes to Phillies charity. We have our shirts. If anybody missed out on our Christmas items, which is the iconic air horn ornament and the Phandemic Krew bobblehead, the first one that depicts us at the gate, that Christmas ornament is still being sold. So just go to foco.com, type in Phandemic Krew on the search bar, and all of our stuff comes up, man.
Yep. And also at the end of the month on August 30th, we're going to be doing our first official road trip. We're going to be going down to D.C. to see the Phillies take on the Nationals at CBP South. And we're doing that with Philly Sports Trips. So, hopefully people can come down and join us in supporting the team. There's going to be a tailgate beforehand and the bus ride and the tickets. It's going to be a comprehensive package. And the link will be in the bio or wherever the description of the video.
That's breaking news for you because no one knows that.
Yeah, we're not releasing that until tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good. Yep. So, guys, thanks for taking the time to come on.
Luke, anytime. Nice talking with you, man.
Of course, man. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Check out the social media link. It goes to section at Phillies Sensitive Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3092. Email me, philliessensitive@gmail.com. So off day today, and then we took on the Arizona Diamondbacks tomorrow, 9:40, the first pitch Eastern time. So I was joined by Oscar and Brett from the Phandemic Krew. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you.